So my last record that I put out was called Long Cut. Rightfully so. It's just the path that we've kind of been on. I've been on as an artist, and we have been on as a band. And man, we spend so many times in the rehearsal room. We call it the Thunderdome.
I didn't expect him to be back so soon.
Should have came and recorded us the big first rehearsal because we were all energized. Now we're just like,
We put a ton of time into preparing for this live record. I'm talking some 8-hour days. I always heard all these stories about Prince, and they used to put in like 12, 13-hour days, just like for weeks going up to a tour. And I feel like if we've ever had that happen in my career, it was definitely for this live record.
Like I usually do when your name comes up, but until after the back, drive me by your house. Home, didn't call your phone, see if you were around. You should have seen me.
I remember just one day just repping over the same song and over the song, because when you get in, it's like we just were overdoing it so much, getting ready and worrying about the details. And I remember somebody just bringing up, like, what are we freaking out for? Like, we want to make a live record. People love the show, so let's just go do what we do. And I think that's what happened. But we just had a blast, and I'm kind of a weirdo, because when I say we had a blast, that means possibly getting fights and throw chairs. And no, I'm just kidding.
I don't have to do that.
Seen me yesterday as a full-blown case of missing you and pouring drinks, doing anything to ease the pain of you leaving. If you're thinking, I'm down and out and broken in a bad way. You should have seen me yesterday.
So the Allman Brothers recorded a live record at a place called the Ludlow Garage in Cincinnati, Ohio, back in 1970. You can actually look up, it's live at the Ludlow Garage with the Allman Brothers. Being from Cincinnati, around Cincinnati, I heard about that, and actually I used to work construction, and I was out laying water main, and we were laying main past this venue that I know, it just looked like an old broken down venue. I knew that it was a music venue, and I actually connected the water service for this place, and the owner came out. We started talking, so I just kind of kept my eyes on it and started doing research, and as my music grew and our fans grew in the area, we connected with the Ludlow Garage and asked if we could do this live record. So we are really excited to kind of be in a historic place, if you will. There's a big white room in the background, or there's a big white wall backstage that we all went back and signed, and so just kind of that legacy. Those are things we dreamed about when we were kids, like signing the Rock and Roll Wall. It was just a real special night. People came out from like 8 different states. Again, it's just a testament to the hard work we've been putting in. I mean, we've been out on the road with 7 or 8 of us. There's 5 guys in the band and a crew of guys just out working and loving life together and meeting people, meeting fans, seeing the sights, and just making some great music. So one thing I've always been really passionate about is when we're booking a show is it's just not my night, it's everyone's night. And, to have bands come in and open, I always think like the guy that spends the $40 in tickets and a little bit of money on a bar tab, the next morning wakes up and says, I spent some money, took my wife out, had a great night. And it wasn't just about Noah Smith, it's that the whole evening was great. So we had some awesome opening acts, and our good buddy Trapper Haskins, who actually wrote Out of State Tags, he kind of came in and set in on his way up to Cincinnati. I asked him if he wanted to jump on and sing. It's his song, so of course he's going to want to sing on it. And so we had him guest sing on Out of State Tags. It was just a really special moment to kind of see everything kind of come full circle And from when I cut that song of his to be releasing it, now we're putting it on this live record is just really special.
So I'm coming in after we play it. It's just music. No. Oh.
This phone, they are. I mean, I did.
The band just goes.
It's like $800. Yeah. I know.
And I step back.
Pay insurance on it, so if I.
And everything kind of quiets down. John might play like some noisy stuff.
Right, but when you step back,
everything will die. And
No,
I'll
I don't have
say,
a case. I
ladies
just
and
want it
gentlemen,
like.
Mr.
okay, that's perfect.
I just want it. Yeah.
And then you just stay on that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on
I
your
don't even know
own.
how to use it.
I'll just follow you.
Like,
And you start whenever you want.
Okay.
There are some weird things about.
but all day today I was hearing.
What's the first one?
This is.
I don't have
I do it
anyone's
all the
number.
time.
Like I tried to text my dad.
Hey, would it help you if I went into it?
No, you can stay on that
My
one.
dad's number. Did it transfer them over? No.
This is the place. This ain't the time.
I don't know. I think you shouldn't
Stay on. Okay.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like his voice comes out
Totally.
fucking nowhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Just you
Yeah.
know, and then harmonize on the end of it.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So yeah, that's a moment.
Yeah.
I think.
This is the place. But this ain't the time. It's just the life that we used to live. Baby, it was yours, it was mine.
Might drag a little bit like that.
Okay. Here's the time. Alright, then you want me to keep going?
Yeah,
So
keep
where are
going.
you coming in?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trapper Haskins. This is the place, but this ain't the time. It's just the life that we used to live. Baby, it was yours, it was mine. Said our goodbyes and packed all my bags. Now I'm just a stranger in my hometown, caught through without estate tags. I'm just a stranger in my hometown, caught through without estate tags. From Franklin, Tennessee, Mr. Trapper Haskins, y'all.
So I can't help but to admit that it's like when you're in a recording studio and somebody turns the red light on, it's like everybody's cool hanging out, you know, having a beer, talking about the songs, planning, and then everybody starts recording and freaks out. I was really worried about that happening on New Year's Eve, but I feel like the room was filled with so many of our just organic, true fans. I mean, ride or die kind of folks, that it just felt like any other show. And so we spent a long time preparing and planning, getting all the microphones set. We actually came in 2 days ahead of time and started setting up. And Chris Harding, our front of house engineer, is an incredible guy, just been working his tail off for us. And I feel like this was kind of a way for him to really highlight what Chris is for us, listening back to the tracks. I mean, it's kind of scary because sometimes actually listening through it feels like a studio record because some of the tracks were captured so clean and so quality that we're worried like this has to feel like The Room. We don't want to make it sound like we tried to make a record, but it's just a testament of the work that Chris put into really making sure that this thing went off without a hitch, and the energy and the vibe of The Room was definitely captured. I just can't wait to get this live record out to our fans. I made it for my fans, and that's really it. I mean, I got nervous, and you go back and listen to old time live records or bands that I love. A bunch of Texas country music. Those guys always make live records, and I just want it to be that good. But then the more I listen, it's like, there's raw stuff. There's, a guitar part might be missed. I might have missed a vocal. There's some weird things that happen in a live show, and that's why I made the live record. So I definitely think we caught that, and it was just a great night of people celebrating New Year's Eve. And honestly, it was just a good New Year's Eve party.
Y'all ready? We're going to count this thing down, all right? Cincinnati, Ohio, Ludlow Garage. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, everybody!
New Year's Eve live at the Ludlow Garage, it was definitely a success.
Y'all say Happy New Year to my lovely family.
This one's called Cigarettes and Jesus. I've seen the light from heaven in a neon sign. I felt the burn from getting high on Saturday night. I heard Sunday morning coming down, and the church choir was singing about Amazing Grace, how He died for me. You know I can't live without cigarettes and Jesus. When I was pick me up, I can't put them down. I can't live without them. I'm either heaven sent or hell bound. From the Marlboro Reds, letters written in red. I'm a front row sinner, like the preacher said. I need a double shot, whiskey and forgiveness. Man, I don't wanna quit. Cigarettes and Jesus. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John remind me of what the gospel says. And Jack and Jim and Maker's Mark, they always help me forget what a mess I'm in. 'Cause the good Lord knows if it was all up to me, yeah, I'd blow it all up in smoke. Cigarettes, Jesus, they always pick me up. I can't put them down. I can't live without them. I'm either heaven sent or hell bound. From the Marlboro Reds, letters written in red. I'm a front row sinner, like a preacher said. I need a double shot of whiskey and forgiveness. Man, I don't wanna quit. Cigarettes and Jesus. Cigarettes and Jesus, they always pick me up. I can't put them down. I can't live without them. I'm either heaven sent or hell bound. From the Marlboro Red, letters written in red. I'm a front row sinner.